Hello, my name is Lakelsha Simon, and I will be presenting my PowerPoint presentation on the psychological aspects of athletic performance for class Kin 454. The target population that I chose to work with was the high school girls basketball team. I chose to work with this population due to my passion for empowering young female athletes. I was an athlete myself throughout high school, and I can relate to some of the unique challenges that they face, such as balancing academic responsibilities, navigating social pressures, and even combating gender disparities in sports. By focusing on this population, I aim to foster their physical and mental development along with enhancing their basketball skills and also provide support and systems that contribute to their overall well being and success, both on and off the court. So, moving along to my second slide, I want to discuss how the population I chose is affected by their physical environment, social environment, and their family culture. When we talk about the effects of physical environment, that includes the facilities and equipment, the access to resources, community support, having a good facility, a good quality gymnasium, good quality equipment, training equipment, it will lessen the uh, infa- um, it will lessen the injury rates that comes along with playing sports. Depending on the quality of that, the impact training will even have a drastic change in effectiveness just by having, a good facility and equipment, having access to resources and the availability of trainers and coaches that you have is important to influence performance and recovery. And when we look at community sports, we're looking at, our local community support, such as fan attendance, community pride. All of this can enhance motivation and arousal around the sport. Looking at our social environment, that includes, their peers, peer influence, coach player dynamics, and school culture. As peer influence, teammates and peers can significantly affect stress levels, anxiety, the desire to compete. Positive peer relationships can boost and motivate and provide essential reinforcement. The coach player dynamic with effective communication and strong relationships with coaches, it's crucial because it can provide feedback and reinforcement. And coaches who create a positive and supportive atmosphere can reduce stress and anxiety. When we look at the family culture and the psychological factors, when we talk about family culture, we're looking at the parental support, the values that the family brings, the socioeconomic status. So, are the parents involved? Are they encouraging? Are they motivating? How do they reduce anxiety and foster strong desire to compete? Um, what are the pressures in the family? All of that matters. The culture of family matters. When we look at the values of families that value sports and participation can provide a supportive environment that reinforces positive behaviors and commitment to the sport. We've all seen it that, if you have a parent that is on your side and that is your cheerleader, it really does and creates this motivation for you, especially if you love the sport, your parent loves the sport, to keep going and to do well at it. And when we look at the psychological factors of the culture, the psychological factors, we're looking at motivation and arousal, stress and anxiety, need for feedback and reinforcement, and even the desire to compete. Looking at a few of the psychological factors, we want to look at motivation and arousal. High motivation and optimal arousal levels are crucial for peak performance. Players motivated by personal and team goals tend to perform better and exhibit a higher desire to compete. The desire to compete, the internal drive to compete and excel can be influenced by having personal goals, team culture, external recognition. A strong desire to compete often correlates with higher motivation and, like I said, a better performance. So, moving along, we're looking at goals and strategies. So, we want to discuss the two outcome, two performance, and two process goals that are relevant to my population. So, going over the outcome goals, we want to first look at what will um, what is the end goal and what do we want the outcome to be? So, of course, in basketball, we want to win the regional championship. What is that strategy? What does it look like? Well, by implementing a comprehensive seasonal training plan that focuses on skill development, team coaches, and game strategies, this can regularly be reviewed and adjusted based on the performance and feedback. But it's important to have this strategy in place because all of this is going to impact what winning the regional championship looks like. And also, making sure students are focused on academic status. So, achieving a team GPA of 3.5 or higher to establish a structured study skill that balances academic and athletic commitments. Provide academic support, resources such as tutoring, study groups to ensure players are maintaining their grades, which is mostly important. And we want to look at the performance goals. What does that look like? What do we want to work on? How do we want our performance to look? So I chose to improving free throws accuracy to 80%. How do we do that? Why are we doing that? Well, by incorporating daily free throw practice sessions into training routines, emphasizing on proper technique and consistency, maybe using video analysis to identify any correct mistakes would help with performing goals. And we have seen it happen. And statistically, it shows that it does improve the performance goals that you put in place, such as improving free throws. Increasing average points per game by 10%. How do we do that? Well, we analyze game footage to identify scoring opportunities and areas of improvement, design drills and exercises that target shooting accuracy and offense plays, enhancing scoring abilities. Um, so we're moving along to process goals. So process goals, and we have two of them here, and this is enhancing defensive communication on the court, developing consistent pregame routine. So the strategy for enhancing defensive communication would be by conducting regular team building activities that promote trust and communication, implementing specific defensive drills that require constant communication and coordination among players. Communication in this sport is most important, and we just want to foster a sense of safety and community to be able to come and be able to communicate on the court. And developing a consistent pregame routine is also important. By doing that, we want to create a standardized pregame routine that includes physical warm ups, mental visualization techniques, and team hurdles, encouraging players to personalize the routine to fit their needs while maintaining the overall structure of the game, which allows it to be more fun and putting their responsibilities in their hands. So, the next slide wants us to discuss how the course concepts that we learned in the class relates to the biblical theme of helping others live through their purpose. And I think in this course, we focus on a lot of psychological factors that influence sports performance and behavior, covering topics such as motivation, team dynamics, mental health, and leadership. And I found that this can be closely related to the biblical theme of helping others and living their purpose, as emphasized in scriptures like Jeremiah 29:11 and Proverbs 27:11. These verses highlight the importance of guiding others towards their divinely intended paths and fostering mutual growth and support. And in a sports context, coaches and athletes can embody these principles by encouraging perseverance, resilience, and a sense of purpose that is rooted in faith. And I have here like the interconnection between psychology and theology becomes evident as theological insights provide a framework for understanding purpose and meaning. From a faith perspective, individuals derive motivation and a sense of belonging, which significantly enhances the psychological well being. This integration leads to improved mental health, a growth mindset, and ethical leadership. What I've learned from this class, this course gave me valuable insights into the relationships between psychological factors and sports performance. A key highlight was understanding the power of team dynamics and how positive relationships and effective communication within teams significantly influence performance and cohesion. Another focal point was the critical role of mental health in athletes, where I learned various strategies to support athletes in their mental health and well being, emphasizing the importance of addressing mental health to enhance overall performance. And I have a reference page here that is cited throughout the PowerPoint. I hope you all have enjoyed this PowerPoint. It was an amazing class. Happy end of the semester and have a good one. Thank you.